So yesterday we were talking about the options to revert the code, basically, right? So we have seen already rebase, right? Rebasing is not the recommended practice, so that is the reason we have one more option called revert. So what is the advantage when you use the revert when compared to rebase? Rebase will completely erase the history also along with the changes, but whereas your revert is not like that. Your revert will create a new commit ID. This is the rebase. When you do rebase of this commit IDs, the history also is gone, but that is not recommended. So that is the reason you have an option to revert. So if you use the revert, what happens? If you revert this example, this is the commit A, commit B, commit C, commit D, right? So if you revert commit D, then it will go and create another commit ID with the reverted changes, but your history remains same. So that is the advantage over reset. Okay. Clear? Any doubt? So in case if you want to uh, revert, basically revert the multiple commit IDs, so this is the command git revert followed by older commit and new commit ID. The important thing here to remember is it has to be in sequence. You have to revert the last commit, then the previous one, like that. Okay. So if you want to roll back basically from so many commits, then it is the command cap followed by dot dot. Okay. So we'll see that with the demo so that you can understand better. Git log. So I think we have done it revert 1, revert 2, right? I'll repeat it because yesterday's session was not recorded properly so that it will be useful for others. Okay. So what we'll do, we will create few commits. Okay. Quickly create a few commits. Nothing to commit. Why? Did we not save this? It's there, right? What is the problem? I'm just trying to create commits, that's all. Nothing much here. I just created 3 commits. If you see the log now, so I have RL1, RL2, revert line 1, revert line 2. That is the meaning. That's how I think. Okay, line 1, line 2, line 3. Now I can revert line 3 by directly. Take this. Okay, come out. Direct command. Git revert. Press that. It will ask for the comment. Revert line 3 or where whatever you want. Okay, I'm okay with that. Okay. Now if you see the git log, See here, your RL was there, RL2 was there, RL2 is there. Along with that, we have new commit ID. This is the new commit ID. And it has reverted to 972. That is what we have given. If you remember here, 97, right?
Gee,
But
we can see RL1, RL2, RL3.
hmm,
RL3 is reverted, right?
yes, this is the
So we
history
have a
only.
new revert. Okay, okay,
We have
history. Okay, fine,
commit,
fine.
right? If you go and check actual code, right? Now let us go and check the actual code. That line number 3 will not be there now. Reverted it already. See here, the 3 RL line 3 is gone. Okay. So that is the advantage. That's what I was trying to explain here. What has done this commit is still there. You see here, commit history only I'm talking about. What is that? This is the one. On top of it, it has created the revert commit ID just to delete the line. So this is how the revert works. Okay. Now let's say I have a scenario. We'll talk about this. This one. Assume you have ABC 3 commits. I want to revert B. Okay. B, but I want to keep C. That is what my requirement. You are getting it, right? So in between, I want to revert. I want to keep this C. Because if you remember, it has to be from the order. So first you have to revert C, then B. First you have to revert C, then B. Like this. If you revert C, then the C revert commit ID will be added. Then revert B. Then finally we are going to pick the change because the change is going to be here with this commit ID, right? Now I'm going to pick this change and apply this. Now what happens on top of A changes, if you see this point, C is reverted, B is reverted. My A changes will be there. Now, but my requirement is I want to retain C, but I want to revert only the B. In that case, what I should do? I should specify this commit ID wherever the C changes are there and use there is something called cherry pick. Using this cherry pick, I'm going to apply the changes, whatever has been committed in this to this. So that will become A and C. So
So whatever the lines, for example, here we can consider R1, R1, R2, R3. I mean, RL1, RL2, RL3 are there.
hmm,
So we have removed, reverted RL3. I mean, we have removed.
right,
We have reverted the changes made on RL3.
correct,
Now, let's consider now we want to remove RL1 instead of RL2.
right,
For that, we can go for cherry pick.
exactly. First, for that,
Oh,
if you are using revert, the mandatory
yeah.
rule is you have to go by order only. The latest commit you have to revert first. So that is the reason we have to use the cherry pick to fulfill that specific scenario.
Okay.
I'll show you that practically. Okay. Now, anyhow, we reverted already the, where is this? RL3. Let us revert line 2. Now, if we see git log, line 2 and line 3 reverted. Now, if you go and check your code, you will have only line 1 will have. But what is my requirement? I want line 1 and line 3, but I don't want line 2. Okay. That is what my requirement. Let us close this. Now, go back to your git log. Here is my line 3. This is my line 3 commit. Okay. So this is straightforward. Git cherry pick. Okay. What happened? What did I do? Git of which my line number 3 commit ID. You might get conflicts sometimes because of the changes. Let us do. The conflict is there. Let us see what is the conflict. You see here, you got the all, line 1, line 2, line 3. Now you can go ahead and what is my requirement? Here you have an option. Now, sorry. See the Git status now. Right now, commit FNM RL3. See, right now, if you see the Git log, you have line 3 restored. Now, go and check. It is here now. RL3 restored. So, this is what we have done. First, we have done the revert of the commit C, then revert of commit B, then cherry pick of again this one. Another scenario like uh, cherry pick advantage, right? Assume you have multiple developers. Developer A will be working on, maybe he would have done it some 20 commits. Out of that, what you have to do, you want to pick only a particular commit IDs. Maybe some specific changes only you want to take it from his path. So in that case also, you can use the cherry pick option. Okay. Just give me a second. So cherry pick, copy commits from one branch to another using cherry pick. Basically the branch to branch also. That's what I just gave an example. Developer A, developer B. You can copy from developer A to developer B like that. Okay. So using the cherry pick, you can pick whichever you want. It's kind of picking whichever you want. So cherry pick is a great way to tackle these common problems. Accidentally committing on the wrong branches, pulling out a set of commits made in a future branch, right? From branch to branch, only specific features, whichever you want, you can take. That is what. Okay. Again, there are a few steps in case if you want to practice, you can always use this and let's say some text file, whatever. So these are the steps to reproduce that scenario. Okay. You can follow this. I'll upload this document today because I think we have done enough things in Git. Okay. These are the steps. So, is it clear? What is the difference between revert and reset and cherry pick? Any doubt?
G, just a small query. Can you just open the code once?
Okay.
I mean, I just have this for one query.
Sure.
Code.
Yes.
Yeah, currently we have line 1, line 3, and revert line 1,
But
revert
you
line 2.
forget yesterday's one, today whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't get confused.
So,
That's
not a problem, G. So, can we just check the commit ID of revert line 1 and 2, and
Mhm.
can we cherry pick revert line 1 now?
Revert line one. Yes, yes, you can. But revert line one is already there, right? Why do you want?
I mean, sorry. Let's just say, can we make another R line 2 on 22nd line? RL, yeah, R line 2. Let's just say R line 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I just want to cherry pick R line 1 now.
You just want to cherry pick or line one.
Yes.
It is already there. Now, why do you want to pick? I mean, I'm not understanding your scenario. R
I
line one
want
is
to
already there.
revert. Yeah, yeah. I want to revert the changes on R line 1G.
So you want to revert these changes.
Yeah.
You don't want R line one. In that case, first you have
Yes.
to revert this one, then this one,
Okay.
and
Then
then cherry
cherry
pick
pick is
of this.
only.
Cherry pick of this. If you want to retain three and revert only one, first revert this. No, this is not required actually. This is the current code now. You
Okay.
want to revert
Even if
line
you
R
want to
line
go
one.
specific, yeah, yeah. Even if you want to go to a specific previous commit ID, then we have to go step by step, like last one, I mean, we have to go step by step, and then we have to cherry pick the previous one so that it
Yes,
can retain the last.
yes.
Okay. Cherry
Otherwise,
pick
what
is only
happens?
for
Lot
the
of
reverted
conflicts will
ones.
come. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, ji, understood.
That order is really important
Okay, ji.
because there is a reference point. So that otherwise your reference will get corrupted sometimes. That's why it is mandatory that you have to revert with the same order. You will get that order from the log. Okay. So next we'll talk about. Did we talk about Git stash? All right.
No, ji. We discussed about squash, not stash.
Okay. What is stash? Git stash. Let's say.
Rack up, stash means.
No, I'll tell you. Okay. Just check Git status. Did we modify something? Okay, no problem. Git commit -m or some change. Right. Now check the Git status. It is clean. Right. What we'll do? We'll push whatever the changes we have done so that not done, right? Okay, now we'll do one thing. We'll make some changes. Code that. Line number 7, maybe. Okay. Line number, some line number. RRL4, just not to confuse. Okay, I'll close this. I'll modify one more file. Okay, maybe some file randomly get it, maybe something. Okay, just I'll add some comment. The something. Okay. Now what I have done, I have modified 2 files. Now check the git status. 2 miles modified, right? But I will stage the file. Git add a specific file. I don't want to stage all. I'll add only this one. Okay. Now you see the git status. One will be green, one will be in red. Now I'll do the git commit. Something. Line 4. I'm committing only one file. Now if you see the git status, you'll have only one, right? Now I have either I can stage it or, but what I decided, I don't want to, or I'll stage this so that you can have only one file. So I'll use git add. Now I have one file committed and one file staged, correct? Now I've decided for some reason, I want to undo these changes, right? One I have committed, one I have just staged it. So maybe for due to some reason, maybe the changes what was made was not relevant, right? Clear? But thing is, okay, another scenario we take. Let's say you have a scenario where you are working for multiple solutions. Okay. Now, I don't want to lose the changes, but I want to revert back. I don't want to apply cherry pick also in future. Okay. I don't want to get back. I don't want to commit, but at the same time, I don't want to lose my changes. Right? Maybe a number of reasons for that. So in that scenario, so you can use something called stash. Okay. Now,
Okay, then where will it save the changes? Like for example, now the scenario is we don't want to. I mean, we want to revert the changes, but we want to keep them, right?
correct. Revert the
So
changes. I don't want to use
yeah.
the cherry pick again. Maybe see in real time, assume you have modified maybe 10 files. In each file, you would have modified some 50 lines. It will be really problem to write again those changes. But I don't want to, uh, I want to overcome the existing scenario where I want to go ahead and release a particular change. But other change, I want to just keep it and I want to put it back, pull it back later. So in that case, we'll use the stash. Okay, I'll just stash it. Okay, see here, saved working directory and indexed on master. Now, if you go and check the code, the comment whatever we have added is gone. It's not there. You can see. But whereas your index, okay, line 4 is still there. But my comment, whatever was added, is gone. Clear?
So the one which we staged, it is cleared.
Yes. Whatever the changes are there in the staging area,
Okay.
to revert those changes and retain those changes for later users. So that's where you can use the stash to temporarily store changes and revert to the last commit, basically. So what we have done here, one commit we have done, which was done. If you see here, the commit was done for the index.html. We added line number 4. That line number 4 is still there in my index here. But the changes, whatever we have added comment here, that is gone. So that is reverted. So that is what the meaning of this.
Yeah, how many? I mean, it will only work for the last one, right? Last commit.
Whatever, no, the commit just to show that I added a commit. The stash is mainly for the staging area. Now, if you add again some modify some file, again, if you want to stash that, use the stash. So if you want to get back those changes, git stash pop. If we use the git stash pop, let me do that also.
It will only pop up the last removed, last removed stage details.
Exact. It will revert back the
Yeah,
changes.
yeah. So it is only for a single one, right?
Any files. Since we have only one file, I've added. You can do the same thing for multiple files. Now, if you go,
For a single one. For example, if we stage like let's consider I'm doing some work and I have committed like 10 files. Meanwhile, I have staged like two or three files in between. Okay,
mm,
so now I have applied git stash.
mm,
So there are like three, and the one which you did now, for example, let's consider four. Okay,
right.
now if once my work is done, if I wanted to see what are the changes which I have stashed, and then if I click git stash pop, then will I get to see all four of them, the staged
Yes.
ones?
That is
Okay,
also like backend, you'll have a pop. Again, one ID will be generated for that, for every stash.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Let us demonstrate that also. Now we have, what is this? This commit, right? Commit reverted back now. I'll close this. We have index also, right? I added line number 5 also. Okay. I'm closing it. Now, if you see the git status, what happened? Oh, I've done the git stash now. Okay, no problem. Now, if you go and check the code now, you will not find line number 5 as well as the comment both. Line number 5 is gone. Go and check your here. The comment is gone. Okay, I'll close it again. Now, if we use the git stash pop, see, now I got back changes in both the files.
Got it.
This is what you do, right? So it doesn't matter. So it matters the number of files, whatever was there in the staging area at the time of git stash. Okay. Any other doubt? Okay.
Can you please show me the commit that we have done for one of the files, but the index file we have done the commit, right? Can you please show me the code over there?
Yeah, code is there for that. That is for line number 4 we have done it. The commit is still there.
Okay, so if you want to store the changes, then we have to commit.
No.
Uh,
Two things. Commit is used in case if you want to save the changes into local repository. Okay.
so whatever we want to store in the staging area, we just have to like add like stage that particular file, and then we have to commit the entire thing,
Okay.
right?
So your stash is used to revert the changes from the staging area. Your commit is used to save the changes into local repository. Assume you have staged, but you have not yet committed into local repository. In that case, you should use the git stash to revert those changes and retain it for future use.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see the few other options. So I've seen this. So ignoring git changes. This is also very, very important. How can we ignore the file changes? See, we have done it already by entering manually, but there are options to generate. Okay. to this. Hope nothing is there. Okay. I'll use a git stash. I don't want these changes. No. Now it is clear. Okay. If you remember, we added one file called git ignore and we created manually, right? But we can make use of some tools which are available to generate based on your language you are working. Okay. For dot start dot git ignore file. This file we have created and we added bin and object as part of our project creation. Hope you remember. But I don't want to create this manually. Okay. I want to generate this because I'm working on .NET. I want to generate a .git ignore file for the .NET because I really don't know what are the unwanted files which I can ignore it. Similarly for other languages, Java, whichever it is. Okay. So for this, what we can do, let us add few extensions. Okay. Under view, you'll find something called extensions. Install git ignore extensions. I have already, but in case if you have this one, git ignore. Okay. If it is not there, you'll get install option. Okay. This is uninstall because this is what I have already installed. After you install this, okay, close this. Once you install the extension, I don't just imagine I don't have this file in my folder. This one. Rename or delete. Okay. Okay. I'll rename it. Okay. So close this. Just give me a sec. Yeah. Now I want to add what do you say? Or I'll delete it, not it. Now use the F1 option. Okay. Use my function. F1 and use this one add git ignore. Okay. Just to add. Okay. A list will populate here asking you to choose to add the git ignore file for what type of language. All the languages will be there. C, C++, whatever it is. So I'm interested here. Our project is Visual Studio. Okay. Visual Studio dot git, this one, whichever it is. Okay. Based on your language, you just add it. And see here, dot git ignore is added. And see here, M is modified. See, they have already documented this. There is a tool which will create all these extensions. I really don't want to store it under the version control system. Okay. Similarly, you can add whichever it is. In case if you want Java, you just instead of Visual Studio, use the Java. Search Python or Go or PHP, whichever. For all the languages, it is available. Okay. So these are the files which we are supposed to be ignored. Okay. Right. These are the files. There are some scenarios. I'll show you this here. Ignore everything which is inside this VS code except this. So you need to use this exclamatory mark to exclude. Okay, Visual Studio, but whatever the files or file types are there inside this Visual Studio code will be ignored other than these four. Okay, or in case if you want to ignore all the four files and folders inside bin, you can do that. If you want to ignore basically, okay, all these things. So if you want to specify the case sensitive, here like this, D and D, capital D or small d, debug, yes. Okay, these are the files which are not supposed to be part of our project, right? Yes. And please remember this .git ignore file should be added to the project before tracking the. So that means first add this, then only add your stage, your changes to. Once you start tracking the files, then git ignore will not consider, even if you add after .git ignore file, it will not. So before you start staging, make sure to add the .git ignore file with the relevant extensions. If you are not sure that, use one of these kind of plugins and use that. Okay. Basically, this is also, if you see, git ignore is part of your source code and which is getting tracked, and the same file is getting committed to the remote also. So Visual Studio Code, we use extensions. I given the steps. Don't worry, whatever we have tried. Okay, and extensions. And there will be certain cases like if you want to ignore files on your system. Okay, this is the command. But ignore the files across all repos. You have to use this command. Right? So ignore changes to committed files. This is how you should do. Okay. A straightforward command is nothing much, whatever we have done. So you can just use that. The configuration level, just one step. Okay. But if the few scenarios basically. Any doubt in this?
Is the same git ignore we type on command prompt before committing the changes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think we should commit this, right? Did we know? Yeah, that bit we are not committed. If you want, you can maintain, otherwise. So, okay. No, that is clear now. I'll go and check your remote repository. Everything will be clear. Any doubt? So now what we have done till now. So next topic we will see if it is clear. Branches. Okay. Managing the Git branches in repository, basically Azure repository. So what we have done till now, we have created a branches locally and we have checked out to swap the values, and followed by we have done the push, all those things, right? All those things, pull, push, everything I have done. Stash, everything we have done through command line. Let us uh, see the same things. How can we do it from the web? Okay. Just you maybe know, you might have discussed this, but just briefly about the options which we have. Okay. Repository. Okay. So if I want to clone, right? That is my files. Okay. Clone. Okay. So I'm able to clone the system, everything into my system because I have my credentials already. In case if you want to share your repository details to some other person, there is an option to generate Git credentials. Here it will give you my username followed by with a key. So they can use these credentials, this encrypted key. Copy this. This is a pack token, basically, right? There are two options. You can give this, and you can also generate something called tag tokens. Where here will be there. Here, click on this. Somewhere here. Here, 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 here. Personal access tokens. For Git level, you can go ahead and share this username followed by git clone of this URL, HTTP SSH, whichever the based on your requirement, and enter the credentials when it asks. Okay. And what we have, commits, all the commits, right? See here, since we have done so many things, is linear history because we worked on single branch. Complete history of the code can be found here. You can just click on that. It will give you the complete details of that. Who has done, when was it done, what was the change, all those things, right? And how many pushes are there, who has done, all the information. And we'll spend some time on the branches. So this is the branch. We have only master. In case if you have another branch to branch comparison, you can do. Let's say I want to create a new branch. I think F5 we use. Okay, right? F6. Create. So I'm directly creating my branch here directly, right? Now you can go to your branch and do changes, whatever you want, right? This is my branch. Same thing. You can do everything, whatever you want. Home, modify. If you have access to the portal, you can go and modify it. Okay. And five something. You cannot edit. Okay. Edit this. R line 5. Commit. So commit. Just committing from here itself. Now if you go to branches, it will show here. This F6 is ahead of one commit when compared to master, right? And you can do the comparison, everything now. Yeah. Assume you have one more F7. Select those and compare branches, right? And you can set the whether it is a default branch or optional branch. What is the advantage of default branch? When we create, I'll tell you, when we create a pipelines, right? Automatically it will go and pull the source code from the default branch. Right? It will go and pick the source code from the default branch. Or you can lock a branch basically. Yeah. What is the advantage? Assume you have a function freeze or defreezes, right? Your functionality is frozen. Now you can lock a branch. Okay. Okay. Locked. Now no one can do any operations for this. You can go back and unlock whenever you want. And you have something stale here. So if the branch is not used for a certain time, then that will be displayed under the stale branches. So you can come here and review it, whether you want it for the future or take a decision and delete it or retain it, whether you want it or not, right? So these are the few, and who is the author who has done it, and which is the last commit ID. This is commit ID, and what is the, when was it done basically, and whether it is the, we had all the information. Okay. Now what we'll do, how to rename a branch. Now I have F6. How can I rename it? Okay. Do one thing. How to switch the branch between here. Here you will have a list of images. So in case if you want to rename it, first you have to go to command prompt and modify it there. Let's say, hope you remember these commands. I have only one, git pull origin master, because we have just done some change directly in the remote, right? Okay. What we'll do,
Git branch link.
just now we created one branch, right? We'll do one thing.
Yes.
Git pull origin just slash F6. Now see here, git branch. Oh, sorry. I'm still on master. First create a branch.
Even after pulling from Azure, it is not listing with under grid branch.
No, you have to create it first. Then it should be active branch, right?
Okay. Git checkout.
Oh, I have to check slash F6. Okay. Now I want to rename this to F7. Okay. Oh, first we'll check out. Because active branch you cannot do. Okay. Now I want to rename it to F7. Simple. First thing, what you should do, now if you see the Git branch, F6 is renamed to F7. But this has happened locally. But I want this to reflect this on server. Okay. That is just git push. Same.
Origin.
Git push origin. Before that, make sure on which branch you are right now. Which branch? But you should always be in the active branch. Okay. So now you go and check. You will have F7 here. Here, F7. Okay. Like this, you can rename the branches. Okay. You want to delete again, you have an option to delete here. And in case if you want to delete some branch, I don't want any this thing, just go ahead and delete it. Delete a branch, right? And locking we have already seen, right? Branch policies we have seen. Security, I'll talk later. Okay. Okay. The requirements is there. Let us see. So now, branch security level you can see here, right? Remove other logs here. This is somewhere you can who can do what completely. Basically, collection administrators can do anything because he is the admin. And if you see contributors, not set. So nothing is allowed here. So like this at the branch level also you can set the permissions. Okay. Yes. I'll stop it here. If you have any doubts, I'll clarify. Otherwise, we'll continue from tomorrow. Okay. The security part I'll talk probably next session. Example. I'll show you other security parts also.
Okay, Ji. Please upload the document as well, just so that we can refer.
Yes. I have the access. I don't know. Can you ping me the URL here, please? The G Drive, Google Drive URL.
Yeah, just a moment.
Let me do it now itself. So I don't know.
Done, Ji. Just ping Ji.
Yeah, I am using it. Okay. I don't have access. Already told them to give. Okay. I'll request the access and as soon as I get it and I'll upload it. Okay.
Okay, Ji.
Request access. Sender it. I'll also call them and okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow. We'll continue.
Okay, thank you.